Hello, War of the Visions fans. I'm Jackie Fox, and in this episode, we are going to talk about how the economics of this game have changed. So, first and most obviously, something I mentioned in the next video, which is ironically made before this video. It doesn't know as much about how Gumi is going to handle EOS, and just as an aside to that video, they did ultimately do what I wanted them to do, but not in an automatic way. We're still going to have to grind for it, and background repeats are going to be super important. But my first piece of advice for you is don't fucking pull for anything. Don't pull for anything. Pulling is too goddamn expensive at this point, and I'm serious, 100% serious. No one should pull for anything. There are better ways to spend your VIS. And you're probably wondering, well, but Helena is so cool. Okay, but you can get her for free. In fact, I showed you how to pity her just by clearing the Brutal Chamber in my next video. Because that'll get you 10,000 Vision Remembrance medals. But actually in that video, I do pull for her on the 8-step banner. And it's still not a good idea. Also, you shouldn't buy shard packs for her either. Or vision cards or any of that. Do not buy shards. Do not buy shards. Do not buy pulls. And the reason is, it's not just that you can get any unlimited character. Basically, there are some newer characters that are exceptions, unfortunately. But basically, any character up to like Jaden and Helena for 10,000 Vision Remembrance medals. And like I said, you can get 10,000 just from clearing all of the missions on the Brutal. But if you background repeat this for a day, and they're giving you enough energy pots that I don't think I'm going to be able to spend any of the ones I currently have. I'm going to be spending the ones that they give me every day that I log in for the rest of this game. So rip me ever spending all of my energy pots before this game ends. It will be impossible. So you want to background repeat this thing every day, and I mean every day. You almost don't want to do anything else. And the reason is that, at least in my experience, if you throw all 30 pots into this as a background repeat, you'll walk away with about 30,000 Vision Remembrance medals. That is either 3 brand new characters or about 600 shards. That's enough to take a brand new character from level 1 to level 99. And another 600, if you do this for 2 days, you can put them to 140. Now you're probably wondering about all of the other stuff you need to unlock them. And while the Vision Remembrance Chamber does give you prisms and fragments of thought, those seem like they're going to be the most scarce of anything in this. And while I haven't looked for it specifically, there's almost certainly a way to buy tickets for these items in the shop. And really, the EOS shop, or 5th anniversary shop, or whatever they're calling it, is freaking amazeballs. This, other than the Vision Remembrance Chamber just tanking the value of shards, because they're basically free now. And characters. This is why you don't pull. The other reason you don't pull is to save your Viz for this shop. Don't go to the other shops. The other shops suck. Although, I guess getting 80 shards for Helena for Gil is okay. Because there still aren't that many things that you can spend your Gil on that are all that important. Or that are time efficient. I mean, technically you could buy shards with your Gil, but pretty much only if you have an auto clicker, because good lord, spending 10 million Gil at a time is pretty crazy when you've got 5 billion left to burn. But so all of your non-limited characters, you're going to be able to blow them out with shards from this Vision Remembrance Chamber. Limited characters are going to be a little bit tricky. If you've already got this limited character to level 120 minimum, then you'll be able to use Transcendent Mind Spheres to level them up. You can buy these 200 at a time, plus other stuff, for 250 Viz. 1,000 Viz buy you 800 of these. 2,000 VIS will buy you 1,600 of these. And I think 1,600 for 2,000 VIS is about the amount of Transcendent Mind Spheres you need to take a character to full reincarnation from 140. From one reincarnation to 80. So that's pretty cool. And these refresh every day. So there are enough Transcendent Mind Spheres to take a limited character from one reincarnation to 80, available every day in the shop. Refreshing every day. So buy these as often as you can. The other thing you're going to want to buy, this is 300 VIS, so slightly more expensive, 600 UR scrolls. That's 30 reincarnations for any character for 300 VIS. That's about 10 VIS a reincarnation. And again, you're getting other stuff in this set. I don't remember or care what it is because I've already got enough of everything else. I just need the scrolls. You probably want to buy this one more often because this is going to be necessary for your limited characters like those Transcendent Mind Spheres. But they're also going to be really important for all of those shards that you're buying for people in the remembrance shop. And basically, if you grind all of this stuff out to the max every day, there's enough resources here to take one character pretty much all the way every day. At least if they're already at the point of 140, if they're already ready to be reincarnated. And every 2 days, with a little extra change to bank for other characters, if you're doing it from just having purchased them. Which, again, you can purchase roughly any character for 10,000 of these remembrance medals. And if you're doing a full background repeat, if you start this thing early in the morning and go literally all day, you'll probably get enough to do this for 3 characters. Or split the difference, get one new character and, say, 400 shards for them, all on the same day. Now, that's not even counting the bonus 10,000 they give you. But wait, there's more. You might also be looking at these packs like, hey, I should buy some Rainbow Vision Spheres here, or maybe Blossoms, or maybe you're missing some Visogenic Antlers. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I am low on UR Vision Spheres. However, that first day of background repeats, that first 100 Brutals that you do, that is going to net you about 200 UR Vision Spheres. I don't necessarily have the numbers off the top of my head for how many Blossoms, how many Antlers, and all of that stuff, but it's also going to be giving you those, and just so very many of them. Each threshold is like 38 spheres, and there's 5 or 6 thresholds. There's even an additional one for Nightmare Mode. If you want to beat Nightmare Mode once, you can get a whole nother threshold worth of items. And I want to say that each of these is enough to upgrade either 1 or 2. I think it might be just 1 character. So there's going to be enough upgrade equipment for materials to take, I don't know, like 6 characters from level 1 to level 120. That's pretty dope. Again, there's probably a place that you can buy fragments and prisms via tickets here too. I just haven't looked for it yet. That's really the thing that's holding me back the most, because they're throwing the EXP cubes at you, so getting through the reincarnation should be easy. Some people might need to buy the JP items so that they can get job points for these new characters. If you don't have those stockpiled, if you don't have a stockpile of JP room runs or whatever, then maybe you'll want that. But like, these, it's definite what you're spending your energy on for the next 2 months. It's going to be the Vision Remembrance Chamber basically every day, unless you need some other resources that you have to go to another room for. Also, they're giving you tons of skip tickets. So you could also just burn a lot of skip tickets on these kind of things and get rewards very quickly without the background repeat. That's pretty good if you just want to like spend a little bit of time in game and get some endorphins for maxing out some characters that were previously very difficult to build. Absolutely, skip tickets are your way to do that. It's just not gonna. You don't have a 2-month supply necessarily. Like you have enough to put a dent in some things every day, but I mean, really, I'd be using the background repeats on the remembrance chambers, and if you need other resources that are farmable, I would be going into those rooms and just throwing 50 skip tickets at them and walking out with what I have, you know? So, I mean, that's how the economics have changed. There's a lot of things that have been incredibly scarce, like the ability to just pity units, like pity any unit, pity multiple units a day with free currency, and also just unlimited shards. Now, there is a vision card banner that looks pretty cool. I wouldn't do that one either, though, because you can also, I mean, it's a little expensive. The prices are actually the same for vision cards as they are for units, which seems a little bit nuts. I feel like, you know, buying a vision card should be 5,000, buying a shard for a vision card maybe 25. But you can also buy vision cards this way, and probably way more efficiently. So if there's any vision cards you want, do a background repeat session for the remembrance chamber, and then pick 3 a day. I mean, if you think about 4th anniversary as being really hallmarked by the ability to pick any 3 characters, this is doing that every day. I mean, it really nukes the trade-in value of your VIS in a bunch of different arenas, while absolutely exploding it, skyrocketing the value of your VIS within specifically the 5th anniversary shop, which has the craziest deals I've ever seen in this game. Now, there was a part of me that wanted this just entirely for free, like just let me just forget that resources are involved in this game and just let me press the level up button until the thing's done for nothing. But I don't know, man. This is a pretty simple grind, so maybe grinding for it gets me more endorphins. You know, thanks to the Skinner boxification of like literally every app on your cell phone. But so maybe this is the way to go. Maybe this is cool. But my point is, please, 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 because I did it, and I don't want you to do it, and you probably already done it, unfortunately. Just don't pull for Helena. Pity her with the remembrance medals. Don't buy her shard packs, except for the guild ones. Use remembrance medals. It might take you a couple days, but it will be entirely free and require none of your VIS, and you can save that VIS for buying scrolls or transcendent mind spheres for your limited characters. Also, like, once again, remember that just doing those initial background repeats is going to net you close to 2,000 UR mind spheres. Or, no, sorry, UR vision spheres, which is a lot. Maybe not enough for some of your ambitions, especially if you're building a bunch of vision cards. That might burn through those pretty quickly as well. But I wouldn't necessarily buy those just yet. Maybe, if you continue to grind through the system, you're trying to max out every character or every non-limited character in the game, which is, I think we have enough days to at least put a pretty big dent in that if you're already close, especially if you start with the most recent things and work your way back. You know, you might be able to max out the last 2 years of non-limited characters before this game is over. Maybe the last 3. Even if you hadn't had any of them. So some of us are going to be able to maybe even go all the way with the non-limited characters, and maybe even with a lot of the limited characters that we've picked up so far. So the last 2 months of this game are going to be crazy. People are going to have shit maxed like wild. And if you want to be maxing your stuff out efficiently and quickly as well, do not spend VIS on pulls. Not worth it. Not when units are this easy to pity outside of pulling system, outside of the gotcha. Like, the gotcha's over. The gotcha's done. Don't go to the summon page unless you got summon tickets. Fuck that. Use the shop, buy the guaranteed stuff, use the remembrance medals, background farm this shit every day. Start it in the morning, end it at night, you're good. This is probably the most important video I've ever done for this game. I've got to say, like, I know it's EOS and all of that, but this is probably the most serious warning I've ever given you on how to spend your resources, because, you know, if you spend your VIS wisely, you are on a roller coaster to maxing out every character. And if you spend it poorly, you still might not get Helena, and you're going to be kind of upset when you do that first background repeat and realize, oh, I can buy like 3 Helenas now. Anyways, that's the way I'd go about it. So do as I say and not as... Unfortunately, you're going to see this mistake in my next video. I cringe even harder to know that it's out there. Because the 8th step was a pretty good deal. But relative to all these things, like, you know, it was a good deal before this happened. Now, the deals that they're giving us for EOS are so incredibly good that even what had previously counted as a good deal from Gumi is absolute garbage trash, should be set on fire and never used or redeemed. Never, ever, ever. So with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you got something figured out quick here. If you appreciate it, send me money on Patreon or Ko-fi. Like and subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me who you're planning to max out. What your last thoughts about the game are. Literally anything. Give this video a bump so that more of your fellow War of the Visions players see it. Or I guess if you're greedy, don't tell anybody. Don't like the video. Don't subscribe or anything. Just keep this to yourself and do really well in competitive. Hope nobody else figures it out. It's not rocket science. Really, the warning I'm trying to get out here is not to spend your VIS. I think most people will figure this out within a day or two of playing around with the new system. And at which point they're going to kick themselves for pulling for this character. Because they'll realize how easy she is to just pick up and max. Pulling is not required. Pulling is an absolute detriment. So, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.